we have presented together with Santander Austria how we have supported them as a partner in maximizing their remarketing processes and giving them the capability to grow without them having to increase their organization big time. To give a little bit of insight, Santander, who are well known for most people, have had focus on financing vehicles for consumers, and we have been the partner within the remarketing of the reposition cars. Santander 10 years ago created their own platform for all of this, and they wanted to professionalize all of these processes, and they chose us as the partner, and together we defined how we, in the best possible way, could optimize these processes, starting from collection of the vehicles, inspection of the vehicles, pricing the vehicles, and then of course selling the vehicles in the best possible way. The outcome for Santander in this process have been that by using a partner with an international perspective, they first of all created much better prices on the vehicles due to the possibilities of exporting the cars which didn't fit into the Austrian market. Secondly, in the whole process flow for Santander, it was about how to optimize their processes from the intake of the cars to the inspection and all the way through. And by securing that they had services, that they had a platform which could handle the whole process, and by that limiting all gaps in between different processes, they managed to optimize the process from 30 days per car being remarketed down to 15 days. A part of the job, which of course was creating a lot of value for them, getting money faster into the account. What Santander chose was that they wanted a partner who could be a one-stop shop for them, meaning that the only thing they wanted to do was giving the data about the car which needed it to be remarketed, and then the next thing they wanted it to do was receiving the money on their account. And based on our expertise within processes and of course the remarketing process, we managed to bring down the stock time of these cars and the process time from the 30 to the 15 days. What I see as important for the market when you talk about these kind of businesses is really to look into each step in the process and ensure that you take away all wasted time, that you ensure that from one process to another you eliminate any gaps between the processes, and that you only focus about things when things goes wrong. Because if the process runs as a machine, you do not need to focus on 95% of your vehicles, you only need to focus on these 5% where things do not follow the structured plan. And removing the attention from the cars where everything goes as it should do, and only focusing on the cars where the mistakes happens, which cannot be avoided, then you can really optimize your process. So the overall take from our side and from Santander's work, create a platform, create a process platform which secures your process all the way through, secure that you focus on where you're good and let partners do what they can do. And then the last thing is secure that you have a platform when you sell the cars where you open up for the full market. Because in the market as it is today, where we see that especially the electric cars have very different appetite in different markets. Demand for electric cars are very low in many markets, but it's extremely high in other markets. Then it's not about trying to force the cars out in the market where there's no appetite for these cars, but securing a seamless process to get the cars into the markets where there is an appetite. And I think that is where we see the main optimization for Santander. It's actually on the electric cars, but it's also in cars where there maybe are more damages than the average, and where prices for getting these fixed in the Austrian market is quite high. Moving these cars to markets with much lower costs for repairing cars, and by that again optimizing the values you can create on the cars, is extremely important. I hope this little insight in how we, together with Santander, supported them in optimizing their remarketing process for the cars which came in as reposition cars, have supported their growth, but also now in the next phase together with Santander, where we're looking into also the leasing segment, the leasing cars, where they have been bigger in this market, how to optimize the remarketing process for the leasing cars. And again, by focusing on the European market as one market and not looking into a local market to sell the cars. The last project we are running right now for Santander is looking into, for the leasing cars, how the residual values is set by giving them some forecast tools, and by that also optimizing when it's the right time to change the leasing cars from the customers. But that's a totally another story, which is much longer than the 5 minutes we have right here. So I will close this session just by saying, look at your processes, find the right partners, and do where you are best in the process for you. So thank you.